everyone, welcome to another episode of our release series. So today it's legs, juicy legs. Who doesn't want to work legs? So I think this is probably one of the things that I came across most when I first started teaching, was people saying that they couldn't join a class because they weren't flexible enough, and they meant their legs, pretty much meant hamstrings, legs, calves, thighs. So I just want to dispel this myth. Yoga is not about being flexible and coming to a class. It is about coming to get flexible, yeah? So that's one of the reasons why the benefits of yoga is to come and improve your openness in your body, your flexibility. So that really yoga is for everyone. We know that this is my ethos. I talk about this a lot, but for those of you that don't know, I really believe that yoga is for everyone, and yoga is a way of life. So in the West, yoga has become about asana. So asana is the physical practice, the poses. But yoga wasn't originally created for that. And it isn't just about that. If you're only doing the asana, you're not really doing yoga. We're just doing asana. So I'd love to be able to call a class where it's just physical, just asana. But obviously people know this is yoga. So it's really good. I like to weave in the other elements of yoga within this. So, for example, yoga also includes pranayama, it includes meditation, it includes what you're doing outside of your mat. So how are you meeting other people, your relationships, your kindness, your openness. It includes mantra, it includes yantra, it includes all of those different things. And they're all with an aim to transcend, to ascend, to realize, truly realize your true nature. That you're not just a physical body, that you're actually a soul that has a physical body. And so, and that soul is able to ascend. We came here for a reason, and yogis believe that we are here to ascend that. Our soul has come into this physical body to learn things, and we ascend. Yeah, we become enlightened, for want of a better word, to go towards samadhi or bliss. And so you can see that just the physical, just working on our physical body. In Tantra, we call this our annamaya kosha, our physical body, would be forgetting the rest of the things, forgetting all of the other important parts. Now, I learned Tantra, and I teach Hatha Yoga from this. So Hatha Yoga was born from Tantra, and in Tantra, we talk about all of these different 5 koshas or bodies, and that we work on each of them in a holistic way to release the tensions and to energetically expand and ascend. So if you were just working your body, you wouldn't be looking at the tension in your mind or in your emotional body. So we like to look at all of these, and Hatha Yoga gives us a really, really wonderful insight into this. Any yoga does, really, because you're meeting your body, your mind and your soul all together. You meet them, yeah? So you might come into a yoga pose, and I talk about this a lot in yin especially. You might come into a yoga pose and you have an emotional release. You're in a hip opener, pigeon, and you feel waves of emotion washing over you, and they're released. And in that time, we're allowing our body, to open, our mind to open and release our emotional body as well. So you can see how it all interweaves. And I'll talk more about this. I'm going to do a Tantra Yoga series following after this for you guys to get a real focused idea of of Tantra Yoga and what Hatha Yoga is come from. So let's get going. So just start in a comfortable position. Now, if you're not comfortable sitting in easy pose, so easy pose is cross-legged. If you're not comfortable sitting here, do raise up your hips. So I've got my props with me today. I've got my blocks and my strap. Now, if you don't have these, don't worry. Just grab some books. You are going to want something. We're going to go into pyramid pose a little bit later on, and it's really great to have something to put your hands on. You could even use cans, yeah, like cans of beans out of the kitchen cupboard. But if you're wanting to continue with your yoga practice, obviously I'm hoping that you will, props are brilliant, and if you want to buy props, just drop me a message and let me know. So let's just start in easy pose or in a different meditation pose, just to close the eyes. So I'm out here on the beautiful beach today, absolutely loving being here. It's a little bit chillier than yesterday, but I'm hoping that just being in a vest is going to be okay. So just I'm going to close my eyes and just imagine the sun's warmth on my skin as I feel some of it. So just gently allowing your attention to come inward. Starting to soften your belly. And just allowing whatever is to be there. Yeah, in Tantra we learn that we say yes to everything. We soften and allow whatever is there. And really that's the only way to release. So in this release series, those origins from Tantra are so important, because if we want to release something, how do we do that? We don't shove it away. We just soften around it and give it space to let go in its own time. Just 2 more breaths here with the belly, just settling into your body, noticing what's there. Whatever is there is perfect. Just welcoming tensions, tightness, openness. And just notice. The noticing and the presence with your body is really important. So straight away I notice that my shoulders are feeling tight. They always are in the morning. Hence why I come to my yoga mat pretty much. Open my heart, open my shoulders. And today opening the legs, which is one of my favourite practices to focus on. Great. So just starting to release your neck. We're actually going to start with some still poses today. So just grab your strap if you've got one. If you don't have a strap, you could use a dressing gown, robe, tie, or a belt, something long enough and not stretchy ideally. So come onto your back. Just bring the knees into the chest to start with. Just opening the knees out towards your shoulders just to start to get some movement there. Maybe rock from side to side. And then bring both feet to the floor, and we're going to extend the right leg. So just notice what's going on there for you. Holding behind the thigh to start with. And then you're either using your index finger and your middle finger to grab the big toe. So for me that feels much tighter than normal, first thing in the morning. Or you're using your strap. So if you're using your strap, you're taking it around the ball of the foot and you hold the strap as close to the leg as you can while still relaxing down. So we don't really want to be here. That won't really, you're acting as, your arms are working more than your leg there. So let's have the strap, holding the strap as close to the foot as possible for ease on our arms and shoulders. And just breathing into the back of the leg. Just notice what's there. This noticing is really, really important. Extend the left leg when you're ready. Just adds to the stretch. Maybe you don't want more today. Just listen to your body. Increases the stretch, and the sun is coming out. Yes. So maybe find a little bit of movement here as you're pressing your heel up. Great, and then let's switch legs. So release that leg down, release the strap. Both knees bent, feet to floor. And let's lift the left leg. So I'll let you into a little secret. I actually filmed this series yesterday, this episode, sorry, and my GoPro didn't film it. It filmed it, but all black, and I don't know why. So we're here again, many, many checks, filming this for you guys today. I really wanted you guys to get the benefit of this beautiful view. You can't actually hear the waves at the moment because the sea is a little bit further out, but that peace, that sea breeze, just the calm that it brings across me as well. So extend your right leg down when you're ready. And I just love doing yoga outside. I've been waiting for this moment for like 7 months. So since it started going cold. I probably haven't done yoga outside since September, I would say. Maybe October, but I don't think so. I think it was too cold by then. So this is a joy for me. If you're listening to this outside and it's sunny and you can't see the screen, I'm going to prompt you with my voice as much as possible for that reason. So do get outside and practice if you can. Good, let's release that leg. So release both legs down. And we're going to come into happy baby. Now, for a lot of people, their happy baby will bring your knees up towards your armpits and hold behind the thighs. So if you can, I hope you guys saw that, all the birds flying in. If you can, you're holding on the inside of your feet and you're letting your knees come down towards your armpits. So we've got some friends joining us now. I hope you guys can see those chaffinches in the tree down there. Obviously wondering what yoga's all about, coming to join in. I find that when I have this peace come upon me, when I do yoga or meditate, that I do attract animals. I've always got birds around me when I'm doing it outside, or the cat coming to join in or something. Good, let's release the legs down. So just give them a bit of a kick and let's roll ourselves all the way up to standing. We're going to start with our sun salutations. So we're going to get a little bit warm now. I'm needing to get warm. It's not as warm as it looks. You can see people on the beach walking with hats and scarves. So yeah, a little bit crazy right now, but I'm just enjoying that. And I'm going to go in the sea after, so might as well be cold. So just remember that whatever your temperature, that might have an impact on your movement, your opening. Yeah, so like me, I'm a little bit cold right now. Then I'm just going to go really gently until I warm up. So if you're feeling really warm, if you're practicing this in the sun, then by all means go a little bit deeper and faster. And if you need to at any point, pause the video and stay in a pose longer. I open to that, yeah? We're going to take two sun salutation A. People call these different things, so it's not really important. Just to warm up, and then we're going to come into our sun salutation B to start with our warrior one. So just opening here, as you inhale, lifting the arms, finding a full body stretch. Try to keep your braces here engaged, so your core is coming in, your ribs are staying where they are. So when you're opening up, it's actually the upper back and shoulders that are opening, as opposed to just releasing the ribs from the core. So shoulders back as much as you can, feeling that opening. Good, exhale down. Let's bend the knees for the first one. You might be bending the knees for all of your forward folds like me, and that is fine. Lower back is really, really important here. Lower back safety. And also remembering that these poses are not a shape, they're a feeling. So if you're stretching the back of the legs and you're feeling long in your body, then you've got it, you've nailed it. As you inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins, let's open. Great, stretch the back of the legs, bring the weight into the toes, so slightly leaning forward so we don't get this 7 shape here. I want my hips to be above my heels. Lovely. Exhale, breathe it all out, step it back, find a nice strong plank, maybe on knees, maybe on toes. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra, hips are staying down. Shoulders just release here. Good, lovely. So keep your hips down. You might be down here, you might be up here. Again, it's not where we are. Let's not compare. Let's just do what feels good for your body. Exhale through child pose. So hips come to heels, tuck the toes, and then lift the hips for your first downward dog. Relax your neck. Oh yeah, just start to stretch into that full body stretch here. Downward dog is an absolutely fabulous pose. So I'm gripping with my hands. I've got my palm arch going on my hands. So that kind of grip that I would have in a handstand. My knees are bent, my hips are lifting. So your hips lift away from your hands. Stretch your spine, and then maybe you start to paddle the legs. We're going to warm up the legs, don't worry. So as you inhale, look forwards, bring your feet between your hands. You could be walking, you might be stepping, you might be jumping. Just find a forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale all the way up. We've got one more the same. Exhale down. Let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back. Find your plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. You might be coming to up dog already. Just warm up gently. Shine the heart forward. And as you breathe out, send it back to your downward dog. Great, guys. You're doing great. Just relax your neck. Broad shoulders here. So we're gripping the mat with our fingers. rolling the inner smile of the elbows maybe up towards the sky, and that helps broaden the shoulders, lengthening the spine. Maybe start to paddle the feet. Just do what feels intuitive here. I like a bit of a hip sway as well. As you inhale, look forwards, stepping your feet forwards. Breathe it out, forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. And we're going to drop into our chair pose, so drop the hips, tuck the tail, nice and long here. So we tuck the tail so that we're not arching the back. It'd be really easy to send the hips back and arch here. We want a tuck tail so the core is nice and active and we're really reaching through a long spine. Great, feeling the legs starting to warm up. Exhale, let it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Breathe it in. Exhale, step back. Find your plank. Lowering all the way down, nice and strong through your chaturanga. I'm going to start coming up to up dog now. So if you're in up dog, you're on the tops of the feet. Arms are straight, shoulders back. Chest still shines out to the sky. Exhale, flip those toes, downward dog. Beautiful. So we're going to come straight into our flow. So as you inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Lift it as high as you can. Try not to open the hip. We're not opening the hip in this one. Keeping the hips nice and level, toes facing down. I find this a challenge in myself because I really like to open and come to wild thing. Let's bring that foot all the way through. Step the foot all the way through to between the hands. Place your foot in warrior one position. So for those of you that don't know, your foot is in about 45-degree angle and hips are forward. That's really important for warrior one. So our benefit in warrior one is the stretch in the back of this leg. So as you dip here, hips are forward, relax your shoulders, we're facing the front. And then when we come up, we want a nice strong core. So just find your engagement here, your belly button pulling in towards your spine to activate your core, and then lift your arms from there. So we don't want to lose this gap here. We don't want to make this gap bigger, sorry. We want to keep the gap the same so that our hips and our pelvis and our ribs are engaged. So when we arch back, we do so with this whole of our body. Our front body moves as a unit as opposed to leaving the hips and just lifting the ribs, because that is just really my lower back bending there. And I want this opening, this benefit to be along the whole of the front of my body and my whole of my back of my body to be bending. You kind of see what I mean when you start to do it. Maybe you don't take a back bend. I'm not taking the back bend to start with. Good. Exhale, flow back down. Step it back to plank, lower down. We take a vinyasa. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Great. Let's come to the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg. Send it a little bit higher. Maybe you can press your right heel down. Beautiful. As you inhale, send it a little bit higher. Exhale, bring that knee all the way through. Foot plants between the hands and open to your warrior one on the other side. So you know the drill. Check your bits. I do this every time. Just make sure your hip isn't dropping as well. So we really want to keep this nice and even, reaching the arms up. And you're probably getting a stretch through the back of this leg. Good, lovely. Arms reaching the sky. Find your nice engagement in your core. And let's bring it down as we exhale. Step it back to your downward dog. As you inhale, look forwards, walk or step your feet between your hands, swooping the arms up, find your chair pose, holding here for a couple of breaths, nice and strong on the legs, maybe go a little bit lower, and exhale, close. So we're going to flow through that same little sequence again. We're going to come back to our warrior one and we're going to start to really work on the legs, but I'm going to grab a jumper because it really is getting a little bit crispy cold here. So just bear with me. This is probably going to make the microphone be rustling a little bit. Great, so let's go for it again. As we inhale, chair pose, holding your core. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Maybe you feel your legs are opening a little bit more. As you step back, find your nice strong plank, lowering all the way down. Cobra or up dog, shine the heart forward. Exhale, downward dog. As you inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, bring that foot all the way through. Warrior one on the first side, hips facing forward. Find that benefit. Bend this front leg as much as you need to stretch the back leg, the back of the back leg. Nice and long through the body here. Great. Now we're going to release the back heel. So you come into a high lunge. We want this leg to be nice and strong and long. So I have a bit of a thing where I can't really tell whether my leg is straight or not. So I have to really work on this. If you've got anything like that, where you think your arm is straight and it's not, I'm quite hypermobile. So I like to take a check, pressing my heel away. So that feels really great. That feels like a nice stretch here on the front of the hip flexor. Bend through this leg. Reach up for your lunge. We're going to take a twist. Open to the right, using the left hand on the outside of the right knee. So a couple of options here. Staying here is great. Lovely twist. Look in the direction of the rotation. If you want more, slide that elbow down. Bring the hands to prayer. Press the hands together to lift your chest. Now at any point here, you can drop the knee down. Yeah, we're all going to meet there now anyway. If you need to do that ahead of time, go for it. Lovely. So facing back to the front, hands down. Drop the back knee. Point the toes. The left hand stays down on the mat, and we're going to twist a little further, reaching the right hand up. So enjoy that twist. We're twisting, opening this right side of the right leg here. So if you want more here, so some of you might want more, we're going to let that knee, the right knee, fall open. Maybe shuffle your left knee back a little bit for a deeper pose, and then grab the back foot. So this gives you a quad stretch as well. And you can relax your hips down and open to the sky. And just in the time the sun came out. So it's obviously doing something, these sun salutations. Lovely. Great, release the back leg. Let's all come back to the front, and we're going to rock our hips back into a half split. So start to find where you need that stretch here. So just bear with me, I'm just going to adjust my little mic a little bit so we're not flopping around. Great, so rocking your hips back. Maybe you need more of a stretch here. If you're here, great. If you want to use your blocks here, you can use your blocks. You can also take a little bit of a wider position. Now we're not doing full splits, so we're not going to push into that. But if you need more, then find more. But focusing on pulling this right hip back and the left hip forward, keeping the hips level, and this gives us that opposition line. Yeah, we want the energy pressing forward out of our heel, and then in the opposite direction, right out of our back hip. So we've kind of got these two lines pulling the hamstring nice and long. We stay long in the back. Good, lovely. And we're going to just gently pull this leg back and lift into a downward dog. So make your way to your downward dog, however it happens. And let's go to the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, bring that foot all the way through. Warrior one. So it should feel a little bit more flowy now as you come up to your warrior one. Check your back legs, hip forward, hips facing forward. Good, really reaching up through the fingers here. Great stuff. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to free up that heel. So free up your heel. This might make you a bit wibbly wobbly. So step your left foot to the left a little bit if you need a bit of space. And remember, So for me, I'm checking, is my leg straight? So I'm pressing my heel down and coming down as low as I need to. I want a really nice big stretch here today. Lifting the arms up. So find that energy up. Lovely. We're going to twist to the left. So the right hand on the outside of the left knee. And again, if you did on the other side, so I'm going to face you guys. If you did on the other side, you're sliding down to the elbow. Hands together, lift the heart. Keep the back leg nice and strong, or dipping the knee down. Breathing here. Always remember to breathe. Good life tip. We're going to face the front and drop the back knee down. Lovely. So we're going to open to that twist. Maybe you're shuffling your right leg back a little bit. I like to do this. I want a bit of a deeper low lunge here. Right hand stays down. Opening that left hand up to the sky. A lovely twist, focusing on the sky. The cloudy blue, sunny sky. Got a bit of a mixed day here today. Wherever you are, even if you're inside, you can close your eyes and imagine you're looking up to beautiful blue sky. Great, so if you want more here, remember we're letting that knee, the left knee drop out, grabbing your right foot and opening here. I love this pose. Feels so good. Good, lovely. Bring it back. So bring it back, face the front. And we're rocking the hips back now, finding that runner's lunge, I think this is sometimes called. Half splits, really. So remember, you can send that left foot forward, send your right knee back. Keep pulling the hips back. You want your left hip pulling back. You can also point your toes. Some people like to point the toes. So just find what works for you. This is really, in my opinion, an everyday pose, yeah? If you can. If you want length in your hamstrings, we've got to keep stretching them. So I'm actually going to work on doing some little short videos, which I've already been doing with my friend Aaron. So these are going to be short videos, like 10, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, of things that we both do every morning in terms of yoga. So that we can just offer those little things so people can start to get into a flow of doing it every day. So watch out for those. We're going to launch soon. It's going to be fab. All sorts of different sequences of meditations and yogas that are going to be bite-sized. Great. So let's bring your left leg back and lift to your downward dog. So we're going to do 2 more standing poses on each leg and then come down to the mat. So stepping your right foot forward again. Let's open it this time to our warrior 2 legs. So the difference here is the front leg is still the same, but we open this back leg. So your back foot is about, what am I trying to say? Parallel to the back of the mat. And this pulls your hips open. Can you see that really my hips are open towards you now? They're open to the side. So let those hips open. Dropping the front leg. Pulling this right hip, the left hip back. So I want my left glute to be working to open it here. Lovely. So we're not going to stay in warrior 2, but let's just start here. And then we're windmilling the arms down. So right arm, right elbow to right knee. Left hand goes up over the head. Now you either lean your elbow on the knee here, but don't, if you can, keep your body weight lifted. We don't want to be leaning on the knee. An alternative is to bring the elbow inside of the knee. And this helps you not lean. It's a stronger pose. Good. Dropping the hips, stretching out those legs. This is a fabulous one for hips as well as legs. Really, really strong pose. Breathing here. If you're leaning forward and you're looking down, just come back up a little bit. Remember, we're not about a shape. We're about the benefit, and we want to be open here. Inhale, come up. Find your warrior 2. Hands to hips. We're going to step this leg forward. So your back leg steps forward so that you're facing the front of the mat again now. We're going to take it to pyramid. So if you know that you use your blocks in pyramid, then grab your blocks. If you're not sure, we're not going to stay here again for too long. We're bending over the front leg. Now normally we'd bind our arms but I want us to find a reach today. So maybe you're doing this with blocks. Blocks either side of your foot, or cans or books or something that you can lean on here. Or you're reaching fingertips, but wherever we are, we're taking that same motion where we press the right hip back and the left hip forward. So it can be really helpful in a class. The teacher will adjust you and make sure that your hips are level here. So I've had that done to me when I was learning, and it was revolutionary. I thought I was level and I wasn't. So it's really great if you can to be doing a physical class. So any of you doing this on YouTube, if you want some time with me, I would happily, I do this for lots of other people, do sessions where we do a one-to-one. It doesn't have to be a long session, but I help you with some of your main poses to make sure that you're getting that alignment. So let's release that front leg, come back up to a warrior two, and we're just going to change sides. So I'm going to bring both my toes in, and the left toes are now going to open. So I'm not mirroring you guys here. So I'm just going to start talking front foot, back foot so that it doesn't confuse you. So we're bending through that front leg. So the other leg is in the front now. And this back hip, this glute here is active, pulling my hip back, keeping the knee open. And we're bending here, finding the warrior two legs. Keep the hips tucking under. Warrior two, and then windmilling the arms. So front arm comes down to the front leg. You know the drill. Side angle. Opening here, opening the heart to the sky. If you can't do that, come up. Don't go as far down. Again, this isn't about an end goal. The depth. Good, lovely. Let's inhale back up to warrior two. Hands to hips. Step your right foot, your back leg forward, so you can bring your hips forward. So in this pose, although we had the foot open before, we step that foot forward and we want the toes almost facing the front. Pyramid pose, we really want to be on this front plane. There is an actual term for that, but I can't remember it in the moment. So hands to hips, sending your left hip, your front leg, hip back. So the butt cheek on your front leg is pressing back, and this hip pressing forwards, and we reach. You can see I don't have a lot of balance today, and that's fine. So again, use your blocks if you want to, or we're reaching down on fingertips. So really deeply getting into a hamstring stretch here now. Breathing here. Maybe you can check if you're level. Bend the knee if you need to. Remember, it's not about a shape. This front knee can be bent here as we send the hip back. If you're getting a hamstring stretch with a bent leg, fabulous. Good, we're going to release that leg. Release it back to downward dog, so step both the feet back. Let's close our vinyasa. Look forwards, walk or step your feet forwards. Find a forward fold. Inhale into chair, swooping into chair. And exhale, let's close. Beautiful. So a few minutes left. We're going to go down to the mat and stretch off our quads. So this is a lovely stretch to do after. So coming all the way down onto your front. Bring your hips into alignment, your knees into alignment. And just bend your right leg and bring your right foot up towards your bum. Now, if you're not able to reach your foot, you can use a strap to do this. Pressing your right hip down. I nearly said left then. Keeping the knees together, just starting to feel the stretch in the quads. And let's switch sides. Good, beautiful, release. Both the legs, just give your hips a little bit of a shake here. And roll over onto your back. Ready for your Shavasana. So let's just really release now. Do what feels good for you. So if you want to have your knees bent, feet wide, what I like to do if I've done legs and I'm opening my legs and my hips is have the soles of the feet together, knees falling to the side. Or you can just straighten out your legs, making a star shape with your body, taking as much space as you want. Just softening down here. Now remember guys that we're going to soften into a Shavasana now, but if you want more Shavasana, which I encourage you to do, just pause the video or let me close and just continue to lie here. Just take some time. This is really, really important. So we're releasing, we're stretching and opening our legs in order to release our body. And in doing so, we're releasing emotions, we're releasing things stuck in our mind, we're quietening our mind. But this time of relaxation where we surrender now. So let your body go. This time is so, so important. In anything, if we're releasing anything in our life, and just in general, we so often have the yang, the masculine, the doing energy in our life. So the hatha and vinyasa we've just done is that kind of action-orientated energy. So we need this yin energy. We need this passive, nurturing, opening, resting energy as well. In order to really find release, we need to have both. In order to find balance in life, ascension, peace, we've really got to foster both, allow both. So allow your body to totally give way into the mat. Nice deep breaths. You can probably hear the waves more and more now as the tide washes in. And even the tide has its ebb as it allows the water to pull back. It's totally surrendering. So allow your body to do that now. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw, release anything left that needs to let go. Use your long breath. The sun comes out to shine on me as we're doing this. So as you close your eyes, just imagine the sun warming on your face, your body, and melting away anything you don't need. And now just bringing a little bit of movement back into your body. So as I said, if you're staying here, I really encourage you to stay a little bit longer. It's really chilly for me, so I'm going to close now. So you take a full body stretch, knees into chest. Roll yourself up to a seated position when you're ready. Take your time. Notice how that doing this pose now is a little bit easier. It is for me as well. I love that. I love watching the benefit in my body and feeling that magic of yoga. Just close your eyes and just soak all that in. Be grateful to yourself for showing up, coming onto the mat, showing up for you, being present with you. Presence is everything. All of our spiritual practices are leading back every time to presence. They're all pointing at that, being present with what is. So I'm taking a moment to be grateful for all of you, whoever you're practicing with, thinking about all the people practicing the same class with you. So thanks for joining me. Namaste. We bow to each other, to the earth, to consciousness, to presence. Welcoming that release. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Do subscribe along if you want to see more of this series. You'll get notified when you do. I've also got fabulous conscious chats, and I'm about to start a new podcast, Conscious Chats, but inviting people onto the channel to have some incredible conversations about topics that you guys want to hear about. So do drop a message. Also, do like and comment on this video. I'd love to hear what you think. I'd love to hear if you like it, if you want more of it, if you want it to be longer or shorter, topics that you want to work on. Do please let me know and give me feedback. This is all for you. It's my offerings from my heart for you guys. So just let me know. All right, have a fab day, guys. Take it easy.